Good Friday morning, everyone. What a day it was yesterday. Things really ramped up in the evening. Took Belle to gymnastics. Took Eve with me. Came out of there feeling like I had a full workout myself just from chasing Eve around like the perimeter of the place. And then within an hour of getting home, we've got tornado warning and some of the strongest winds I've seen rip through this area. Could have been way, way worse. I mean, I am shocked that we really have power today because I know a lot of people in the area are without power. We did end up with some big limbs coming down off the cottonwood tree out front, which I hadn't realized last night. But yeah, me and Biddy and Nookie were down in the basement and it was scary. Like, I was freaked out. Bub was teaching a class for someone at SIU, and I texted him just shortly before it happened. I was like, if you're not on your way home right now, then wait until this thing passes because it's going to be bad. And, you know, the local news was doing wall-to-wall weather coverage the entire evening. But right now I am just working on getting my video finished up for tomorrow. I've got to swatch some things for that before I totally finish my editing process. What else is going on? We don't have water. Flashback to the water crisis vlog. I got a little memo on my 411 app on my phone here, and it said that they didn't have power at the town water pumping station, and Amarin was there working on that at the time, so they hope to get that back up very soon, which hopefully Bub can take a shower this morning. Mom and Dad are traveling back to their old house today. They got some folks to see back home, but they had, I think they said their back porch furniture, I mean pretty much anything facing the north, because this was all coming in from the north, I think was subject to getting tossed around last night. Becky, you were in the basement, weren't you? What's up, ladies?
We are coloring.
Coloring?
And I got my new crayons out.
You did? The ones Nana gave you?
Yeah.
I like what you got going on with that cat. Did you see Mr. John's tree?
Yeah.
Out there? We've got some things we need to get from Walmart. So do you think you can help me out? Sure. Sure?
Sure.
Biddy, are you making the list?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. That's her new thing, is saying uh-huh, uh-huh. That was a pretty rough storm last night, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you think we were all safe in the basement?
Oh, well, we were definitely safe, even in the upstairs, but when the tornado sirens start going off, it makes me a little scared, so I thought we should definitely go to the basement. But we didn't stay there for very long, did we?
No, we didn't.
Well, here's what's up. I'm going to get Biddy a fresh diaper and we're going to head out, okay?
Okay.
All right, gang?
All right.
Here's my glam today. I'm wearing my Aveeno Positively Radiant. I've got a little Bare Minerals Original on top of that, and I keep a one of the fresh sugar balms in the bathroom down here. It's the, I think it's the tulip one. Also, because I am the ultimate in cheerleading geeks, I bought this University of Kentucky cheerleading shirt. On the back it says like the greatest tradition in college cheerleading, and I mean they are the squad that I like support in all competitions and everything, and they are the team that inspired me throughout 10 years of cheerleading from junior high all the way through college. Like, they are the best. When I saw that they were selling shirts, I saw some tweet or Facebook post about it. I was like, I'm getting one. And then I got one for Nugget, but they sent a youth large instead of a youth small. Youth small probably would have been big on her too, but I tried. Okay, we survived Walmart. Nothing makes me sweat like getting into a hot car. Hi. Going through Dunkin' drive-thru here.
Order whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. Do you still have the chicken salad croissant?
We no longer carry that sandwich.
Okay. Can I get a bacon, egg, and cheese croissant and a small vanilla iced latte?
And what else for you?
That'll be it.
$7.57. Go ahead and report.
Thank you. Anyway, we got along really well at Walmart. The girls are very good shoppers. They're really easy to just take along. Got what we needed. I think we're gonna have a bigger like Aldi grocery trip in store for the weekend because Bub is really getting into eating keto style since the fast, a lot of you all mentioned this in the comments section, and that was the conversation that I guess the fasting came up in the book that he was reading, was suggesting that alongside like a ketogenic diet. That's one thing he's kind of working with, and I'm probably gonna end up working a lot of that into what I eat too, which is fine. But did you know that Duncan is no longer making chicken salad croissants? I loved those, and I fully expected to be getting one here, and then I had to audible and come up with something totally different that I didn't really want. But I didn't want to leave the drive-thru, so I just went with it. Also, the girl in the drive-thru was like, oh my gosh, I remember you from the news. It's been 2012 since I was on the news. But she was like, yep, I don't forget a face. I'm like, you sure don't. Biddy just brought over the Ulta ad saying, make up, make up. Make up, that's right. Lashes. Lashes. Well, guys, it's been a pretty low-key day around here, I must say. I used part of nap time to finish up my last edits and get uploading on my Saturday video. And then I spent the second hour of nap time just catching up on some Aaron Williams videos. But I'm excited for Bub to be home at a reasonable hour tonight. He's had stuff after work like all week. Also, I just realized I haven't picked up my vlogging camera once today. I've just been lazy and doing this all on my phone. But I did pick this up at Walmart today. The Infallible Long Wear Shaping Stick Foundation. Shell Beige is the shade I chose. I noticed a question about this on my review of the Maybelline foundation, and somebody said, I haven't been hearing anything about the L'Oreal. So I do think a foundation, you know, stick comparison might be fun. So I thought this would be a good one to toss into the mix. Let me know if there are any others you've been curious about. Good Saturday morning. Watching Nugget's current favorite movie, which is Wizard of Oz. What do you think about all this, Diddy? Bub thinks the last time he watched Wizard of Oz was maybe 10 years ago. Oh, okay. Okay. While they're watching Wizard of Oz, I'm going to head out to the pharmacy. I'm heading to Walgreens to pick up my prescription from my doctor on demand visit that I had. So I want to update you guys real quick on my little situation here. It's covered with a little concealer at the moment, but perhaps you can see some texture there. I truly feel like, as I said in my video on my light and gentle skin routine, like I feel like this little issue here is on the way out. But what many of your comments led me to look into was perioral dermatitis. And it was honestly something I hadn't considered before. I am familiar with eczema. I have had that on my face. I'd seen a doctor for it. I'd been prescribed something for it. I do feel like this was different from eczema I'd had years ago. But I had just kind of assumed that it was a breakout, you know, like a cluster of zits. I thought I was getting acne, like adult acne, I don't know. And who knows exactly what brought it on, but it did make sense to me when y'all were pointing out the fact that certain salicylic things, you know, didn't really clear it up right away. It's been there sort of long term and it hasn't responded to some of those things. But I feel like the area has receded somewhat, like it's, instead of drifting up here, I feel like it's kind of coming back in. It's not a broad area that I'm dealing with, and when I had my doctor on demand visit, I was like, I do feel like this is kind of on the way out, but it has been an extended period of time that it's been there, so I would like to just kick its butt and get rid of it. So I did get prescribed something, and I also, prior to that, had looked into a dermatologist. And while I was feeling that I didn't have a big issue here, my gut told me maybe you should just go get it checked out, like everybody on my YouTube comments was telling me to. And it would be over a month before I could get in. I went ahead and took the appointment, but I was like, gosh, I wish I could do something about this sooner. And then I remembered, like, a couple years ago, I had done a doctor on demand. This is an app on your phone that you can just, like, pull up a doctor and have a visit. And I had done that with Belle, and it went really well. You know, like, it was a good experience. And I know my sister has had good experiences with it, too. Not sponsored, by the way. I'm just saying I did that, and it was a good way to go ahead and, you know, somebody could see my issue. I did it with my makeup totally off, so I thought they could get the best look at what it was, and they agreed and gave me a whole, like, summary to, after you have the visit, you'll get access to, like, notes and a whole summary on whatever condition they might think you have. Anyway, they just submit the prescription into the pharmacy, and that's what I'm going to pick up now. I'm also going to go to Petco and get my refillable cat litter there, my fragrance-free litter from a cat. But yeah, that's what's up. Just thought I'd give you a little update there. Picked up my prescription and a quick van haul. This Lasting Drama matte eyeliner in Jade Olive. I don't know if the color's really showing up here, but it looked pretty. It looks promising. Also got the Rusty Terracotta shade. And I was really curious because it says matte, but then the image like on the display looked very metallic, so somewhere between matte and metallic, I guess. I also picked up the new Rimmel Magnifies Spice Edition palette. And last but not least, I'm a total believer in the wet brush, and so I got a little one that I could use for the girls, Belle mainly, but I'm always like chasing that one wet brush around the house, so I thought it'd be good to have another, and this is a mini. It is about 8:15 on a Saturday night. The ladies are in bed, and Bub and I are about to do what we've been doing for a week straight now, I believe. I think it was last Saturday that we started this.
Closer, not.
We've been watching Dawson's Creek. Why, you might ask? Well, I ran across somebody talking about, a Facebook friend saying, like, oh man, I've started watching Dawson's Creek again. It's just the greatest thing ever. And I was like, you know, I had always seen bits and pieces of it, you know, kind of out of order when it was on. What network was it? Like,
I didn't see
USA
it until it was on TBS or one of those.
TBS.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, I'd kind of like to watch it. And it's just, for Bub and I both, and I'm sure any of y'all who have pulled it up too, like, it's this 90s flashback in every possible
Total
way.
90s flashback.
Music. The
Music's
clothes.
yeah.
I love it though. I'm so drawn in. I'm so hooked on the plot. And so we're like, maybe, what, 10 episodes in, you think?
Probably about 10.
Guys, this has been our life this week. Like, it's been kind of a rough week. I mean, Bub, in terms of having like other stuff to do after work, like different obligations that he's had, bringing him home late at night. Like,
I didn't eat for like the first 3 days of the week.
he did his fast, which a lot of people have asked how that went.
I thought it went pretty good.
We didn't see a lot of each other, so literally the only thing we did once, you know, Bub did get home or whatever, we plopped down. We just watched some Dawson's Creek, and that's been like our only real TV entertainment.
Very dramatic high school age kids who have the vocabulary of, I don't know, professors of some kind, I guess.
Exactly. It's so entertaining though. I can't get over it. It's been a polar opposite eating week compared to, you know, the fun stuff we had going on last week with impromptu IHOP, super indulgent dollar menu feast. It's been none of that.
None of that.
Nothing like that at all this week, especially for Bub, because he's basically eating fully keto.
Yeah, I've had almost no carbs.
I'm not 100% sure I want to commit to that life yet, so I'm like dipping my toe in with what I'll call low carb currently. But
Nothing wrong with that.
anyway, Becky says, okay, I'm in position for Dawson's Creek.
But Alice.
Oh, Alice in Wonderland is the zookeeper? Maybe she's in Wonderland, huh? Do you like the zoo?
Foodies. Look what I've got. These foodies. Who wants foodies?
Oh. Oh.
Some things at Aldi these days.
Bub just got really excited. Yep, we're two-carting it today because we're getting 4th of July barbecue stuff. Oh, what's this, Bub? Lawn darts.
That seems like an impulse buy.
You don't think that would be fun?
I don't know.
I do want to get that inflatable, what you call it, mechanical bull inflatable that they have. It's $50 at Walmart, but I've thought about it for like 3 weeks and I think I want to get it.
Okay.
Holding hands back there. So I was just out swimming and I came back in and I decided I would play around with some makeup since I was barefaced, and I did just regular old Bare Minerals original foundation today. And I only have Bare Minerals on, actually. I used an old Bisque concealer. I've ordered some new, just because I'm a little concerned about the age of the one I put on, but I was just kind of playing around, and I thought, I'm going to see how well that covers the melasma. It actually did a fairly decent job. I'm pretty impressed. I mean, I think I could hone my technique with it a little bit, but it just feels like nothing on, and I'm kind of rediscovering Bare Minerals. And I asked the other day on Twitter, like, what are your favorite Bare Minerals products, and you guys gave me tons of suggestions, so I do have a little haul coming of some new things. But it's definitely a brand I kind of want to rediscover and re-explore. But it was brought up to me in a comment from Rachel on my video where I was talking about light and gentle face routine, and I used my like Aveeno CC cream, and then I buffed on a little Bare Minerals on top of that. And she mentioned that she'd like to see me just go for the Bare Minerals as is, and so that's what spurred all this on. So thank you, Rachel. Who's here? I even pulled out my Bare Sensuals eyeshadow palette, which is so good. I forgot how amazing that was. So just having a little fun. I had a tank top with flamingos and cacti and seashells and rainbows on it. I know.
You.
I walked with. I know you. The gleam in your is so familiar.
I know you.
I know you. Oh, Lammy. Well, you know what? Around here, when somebody says, "Oh, what's that funny dance? Maybe I'll learn how to do that the floss dance. Maybe I should learn how." I'm gonna hold them to it. I pulled up a video here.
Welcome to Savannah's dance class. Today's episode will be a very, very special dance class for the parents. Today, I'll be teaching you how to do the floss. Yes, it's that dance your kids always do, but you can't master it. I don't want you to pop a hip or break a hip. So
I'm getting a little offended by this broad.
And the two.
But you're not stretching.
Alright, now we're all warmed up.
Protest. Is there anybody less condescending that we could use?
We'll be over here, not over here, not over here. Over here. And you're gonna have those hands, those positions. Now ready for the second step?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You?
Yes.
But your hip's gonna come out with it. So, a little slower. So we're gonna take the hands down here, the hip's gonna go into there. And that's in. Are you getting this, people? One.
I can do that.
And step two, second step. Repeat.
No, this is first, second.
Step four, you're going to bring your hands across your body. This, don't do this. Don't do this. Across your body, very simple. Okay? So it's going to go.
Why she feels like she needs to treat us like idiots.
Three.
Just see what you got. Oh!
In, out. We're going to start five. We're going to go like this, in, and then really slow. Here's what you look like. Are you doing it? Are you doing it with me? Do it with me. Taught my mom the same dance. And she's horrible at it. Just like you parents are.
I don't think I'll be back to Savannah's dance class. I'm not going to take any more classes. What's the transition? Alright, I already like her better. Is that it? Oh, yeah, okay. Wait, oh, I see, throw your... Okay, I can't do it that fast. That's way too fast.
So I learned how to floss, and then I was able to really break it down for Bub, who now knows it. It's in, out, switch, in, out, switch, in, out, switch, in, out, switch, in, out, switch.
She's laughing, she's not crying.
Oh my god.
And my dancing has an effect on people.